Hi everyone, and welcome back to For the Culture. My name is Jem. I am Total Exposure's visionary. Cindy?
Hi everyone, hope everyone's good. Welcome back to Total Exposure for the Culture. My name is Ms. Cromes and I am one of the event managers for Total Exposure. Jai?
Hi guys, my name is Jaisha. I am one of the event managers, a part of Total Exposure based here in Birmingham. And welcome back once again to Total Exposure for the Culture. You guys know what to do if you've already been here. Like this video, subscribe to the Black Eyes TV 7 channel. If you don't already do so, follow us, Total Exposure UK on Instagram, also on Facebook. And if you are creative or you know anyone who is a creative, send us an email, which is info@totalexposureuk.com. We got some dope special guests for you today. You can see one of them on the screen at the moment. His name is Original MEMZEE, and we're going to let him introduce himself. But if you already haven't done so, like this video right now. And make sure you put some comments in. We like to interact with those who are watching. So let us know where you're from. Let us know what you're doing tonight. And yeah, let's catch a vibe. Original MEMZEE, would you like to introduce yourself?
Wow, that's a nice introduction. First of all, thank you very much for everyone. Everyone that's joined into the live chat, and welcome to the program. Original MEMZEE. I'm a DJ, producer. For the past 4 or 5 years now, I've been part of my own independent A&R platform entitled Radio to TV Media PR. Radio DJ, radio presenter, club DJ, husband, father, loves music, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm just about. But at the precise moment, if you don't know, being a radio presenter, coming off recently, last week, I was on BBC One Extra. I've got Kiss coming up next week or so. Flex FM 101.4, and currently I'm back on radio, holding my own platform each and every single Thursday night from 10 till midnight. So straight after this, if you want to listen to some great music and have a little dance and entertain with me, 10 till midnight tonight on creamfm.com. And if you're driving around in your cars, it's 104.7 on the FM, supporting the best in 100% UK music. So that's the reason why I wanted to engage with this platform, because it's all about exposing great UK talent and emerging together as a unity. Like I said to the young lady in the back, Cindy, at the back this today, that it's nice to have a platform that cares about UK music and the culture. So that's the reason why I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to engage with people that want to help and expand and show great talent for the UK, because we have got a lot of talent in this country. And being a DJ, and especially being a presenter on radio, I stuck to my guns supporting UK music when it was like, out of 10 records, you might have got one record played on legal radio. Back in the day, Choice FM, it was all American music. Everyone was on the trend of American music. And you might have just got a little gigs or a little Kano or, someone that was doing really well in the charts. And they give them like N-dubs, they might have got a little spin once in a while on radio. But now, if you listen to daytime radio or even legal radio stations or community radio stations, it's literally 99% UK music on the platforms right now. And you might hear a little 1%, a little Drake, or a little kind of an artist that's doing great stuff that people love. But if you dominantly listen to like One Extra or Capital Extra, Rinse FM, it's all UK music. So as a country and a platform for great music, we're doing great. We're doing good. And platforms like this, thumbs up.
As you say that, actually, I've realized that a lot of Americans are looking to UK artists for inspiration.
I think the game changed when Giggs was having a bit of problems here in the UK, like not getting his music heard, like being in jail. He couldn't go to the States. When there's laws and legislations here in the UK. When you get arrested and you go into prison, it's so hard to get a visa to go on board, because they think you're criminal and stuff, but they don't really know the history. So for Giggs at the time, his music was getting dominantly played on radio here in the UK, sold out shows, and the police were closing him down. His music was getting exported into America, and people didn't know who he was. But when Drake made that transition for him as an artist to get him on his album, the doors opened. They started to realize what was going on. But UK artists in America, they've been watching us. They've been, like you said, they've been getting a lot of inspiration from us, from the sounds of music. So it's really, really great what the UK scene is doing right now.
I like that you've mentioned that, because I remember the first time hearing a UK track in, I think it was Power, which obviously everyone knows is an American series. And I remember hearing a UK track and I was like, wait. Like, I was so taken aback. I was like, but it made me feel like really proud to be like from the UK, because obviously over the years, I love music, but over the years, obviously America's always been dominating the charts, dominating music across the world. And to see that British music was actually stepping up and people were recognizing it for what it is. It's nothing like anywhere else. It's like no other. And people were recognizing what it was. I was like, wow. I was like, yes, I'm British. Yes, I am.
I think Estelle changed the game as well when she collaborated with Kanye. That was a big statement, and like that was a door opener for everybody. And now she's signed to Atlantic Records. She's sitting down working with Kanye, Rick Ross, and she's just a normal East London girl. Just doors opened for her, and she went.
I was still on the fence with Estelle. When Estelle did it, I feel like it was a little breakthrough, but I was always on the fence because it sounded British, but it also sounded very American.
Yeah.
Whereas the music that I'm hearing now is straight British. Like there's nothing American about it. Whereas Estelle is kind of like, because she was trying to break through, because she was like one of the first to actually do it, that it still felt a little bit Americanized. And then when she did that, you'll be my American boy, I was like, why can't you be your English boy? Like, but she did it. She was one of the first to start it, and I rate her for that.
Who else crossed over? Went to number one. Jay Sean. He went to number one. That was a big deal for Jay Sean. Like he wanted to be a doctor. Then he's sitting at the number one billboards with Lil Wayne, Cash Money.
Yeah.
He went as well. It's been loads of great artists that have gone to America. Skepta hasn't really crossed the way
Everyone else has.
Skepta, like I know Skepta. I was on the same. Like funny story. Like even the other day, I was with Skepta. I saw him in Islington when he was shooting the new single "Red Carpet." When I was on Extreme FM, it was one of the biggest community radio stations in North London, 101.7 Extreme FM. And when I first started radio, I used to do 8 till 10. Then Boy Better Know would come up after me. So I built a good rapport with, like, after I finished my set, I was just sitting back and just think, like, what's this grime sound they're playing? Like, I was into R&B and hip hop, following the American trend and stuff. Then like Skepta would be there with JME. Skepta was a DJ. He started as the DJ. He was the DJ. Oh. So it was just an honor to, like, even seeing him now, and I see him like, wow, like he's gone clear as well. But he hasn't gone to America and done it the way other artists have done it. But he's still known. He's still recognized. But the guy that's making a big impact in the States right now, I have to say, is Adele and Stormzy at the moment. They want them so badly over there, but it's just so hard to get them over there. They're due to the pandemic as well, so it's hard.
Yes, yeah. I love that though. Keep doing what you're doing, British.
Yeah, UK. That's the reason why I've got a platform. It's called I called my show UK to the World. So it's taking the UK
like that
around the world, and spreading the UK love that we do. So
yeah.
So how long have you been doing, like, where did it all start? When did it all begin for you?
Wow. I started officially. I think everything that I've done is all been self-taught and self-gifted. It started for me when I was at college. So a friend of mine, he knew a person that was into the DJing. He was into like the UK garage, 4 to the floor. Todd Edwards is he's another great American producer, but his sound came over to the UK and got pioneered by DJ EZ from Kiss FM at the time. So EZ was playing his music and he got influence onto different people here in the UK. And one day, lunchtime, he was going to his friend's house and he goes, yeah, come. Like, I was with him, I was driving. So I ended up going to his house, went in there for a cup of tea, and he goes, yeah, boys, let's go upstairs into my room. So the moment I walked into his room, his curtains were open, the sun was coming through, and all I could see was these 2 turntables and a mixer and records on the floor. And I just thought, wow, like this looks beautiful. What is this? I want to know what this is. And to this day, to this second now, he's one of my immediate friends. He became one of my not best friends, but he's one of my associates that I can go to his house. He can come to my house, and we've got a good rapport still. So it's really inspired me to start picking up vinyls. So I started DJing at his house for about, I don't know, how long was it? About two months, consistently DJing at his house. And I think he got to a point where he got bored of seeing me. And he goes, I've got a friend of mine that's selling some turntables. Would you like to buy them? And a mixer and some speakers. So I said, all right, cool. So I went to his friends, bought the decks, bought the whole setup, and I started practicing at home. Had some new marks. So I started drive belts, or the new marks drive belts. When you mix forward on the decks, it will automatically reverse back. So you have to make sure it was pitch controlled correctly. So mastered those. Then after that, I said to myself, I'm going to do this properly. I love what's going on. So I bought myself off the Loop magazine. Do you remember the Loop magazine?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So through the Loop magazine, I saw some Techniques for sale, and I bought the gold limited edition Techniques with the mixer. And from there, my journey began, collecting records, DJing at home. And slowly, people started hearing me. I was DJing at home. And a friend goes, would you like to DJ at a club in Finsbury Park? Ended up DJing there, became a resident DJ there, playing UK garage. That was the cool thing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, it started progressing. But I had a love for R&B and hip hop. Somehow, I got signed to Def Jam UK, one of the biggest American hip hop labels in Europe. But they had Def Jam UK and they had Def Jam in America, so they brought it to the UK, and I was one of the part of the street team DJs. It was me, Westward, my cousin DJ Turkish, that was who is currently managing KSI at the moment, and Sway from the Cypher Sway. So my cousin was the one that got me into Def Jam. So from there, it was just literally game over. Then started radio, Heat FM 966, where all the grime started from. Then from Heat FM, went on to Extreme FM. Without social media, I became the breakfast DJ, waking up the whole of London for about 4 years. Got the best UMA. At the time, the UMAs were starting up. Got nominated for the mobiles as well. Just my journey just started. Then radio, then One Extra, Choice FM, Kiss. It's just been going on in the clubs, DJing abroad, living abroad in Portugal, Cyprus, Turkey, just DJing. But at the moment, it's got to a point now where music now has become more of a business for me now. Having a family, having a wife, having kids. I've built my own little platform where I give an opportunity and build people's dreams that I've kind of created for myself. So if I can make it for myself, I want to start giving people an opportunity to get the music heard on radio, through social media, through platforms, through clubs, gigs. So I've started my business, and with God's blessing now, it's doing well until this whole pandemic has just now literally shut everything down. So,
It's messing everyone up. It's messing everyone.
Question: did you enjoy every single moment in that moment? Like, was you
I
present?
tell you one thing: if I had an opportunity to go back and do it again, yes, I would. It was probably the best thing in my life. I've opened up for probably the best of international Turkish artists in the world here in the UK. I've sat in the office when Kanye came over and done the College Dropout album. Rihanna, Music in the Sun, I've done the PR for that as well with the team. I've DJed for J. Cole, endless thing, LMFAO. There's just been crazy people, great parties. And who was it recently? I've done the launch party at Tape with St. John recently as well when he came to the UK. So I've got my fingers in the doors with the Americans, but when it comes to the UK artists at the moment, I've broken Soundboy Entertainment's career, DJ Ironic, AL Beats. I'm currently working with an artist called Shocker at the moment, and I've got the new single coming off my new EP with him that's going to be dropping on my birthday. So a lot of things are going on, and it's not just being a DJ, but being a presenter and being a businessman as well, and doing it independently. And I've got no one behind me telling me I can't do this, I can't do that. So it's just my own boss, and it works. And I have to say, my wife plays a big part in who I am as well. Like, she definitely supports me 100%. Sometimes, you know, when you get in a relationship and a person's trying to be someone and someone's trying to hold you back, like, my wife is the one that pushes me. She goes, no, you need to do this. She pushes me. And it's working. And she inspires me a lot. Like, it's not just, where are you going out tonight? What are you doing? It's like, I've just finished work. I've come home. She goes, you got your interview tonight. Like, she's literally in front of me now, and she's going, you got radio, you need to go. Like, not just my lover, my friend. She's my mentor as well. Like, I've got a lot of time and respect for my wife as well. So
We love to see it. Big up, Mrs. MEMZEE then.
She's here now. She's in other dramas. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we love to see that unity.
Like, even like I kind of show it on social media. I don't really show it because I want to show it off. It's just organic. Like, my love for my wife, like she's amazing. Like, it's beautiful. Like, yeah.
You're not saying it because she's in front of
No,
you.
I'm not.
No, you would say it anyway.
Yeah, no, she's
Better.
Make sure you follow her on Instagram as well, Miss Cyprus, and she follows everyone back as well. Miss Cyprus on Instagram as well.
Oh, bless.
But yeah, so I just want to say, yeah, just gonna cut it short. But I've got a brand new EP coming. It's entitled "Who Is Original MEMZEE." Couple of videos are on my YouTube page at the moment. I've got a big project coming out on my birthday on the 2nd of October. It's entitled "God Save Me." Basically, it's a true account of my life as a husband, someone that's been married before, got divorced, the things that she done to me. Instead of me, you know, going on social media and getting upset about it, I wanted to kind of put in a story that everyone can relate to. And Cindy saw it today. She was probably one of the first people to see it. She got an exclusive today. Like, I was waiting for my birthday, but I showed her the video. She loved it. It's one of those videos, and I think the message is it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Greek, Turkish, any nationality. If you've been in that situation, if you haven't been in it, you know someone that's been in that situation, everyone will relate to it. And it's a powerful message that, like, God gave me a second to do what I needed to do in life. And I'm doing what I need to do now. And I just thank God for giving me an opportunity to have a beautiful wife, have kids, have a house, have a job, have food on my table. So it's a meaningful record, and it's coming out on I want to kind of make a statement that it drops on my birthday. So when it's implemented on YouTube, it's on my birthday. So it's like my own birthday present to drop a project that means a lot to me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you got any music for us?
I have. Okay. Should I play? Would you like me to play God Save Me?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Cool. This is it's literally, it's out on Apple Music, Spotify. It's on my SoundCloud as well, but I haven't really pushed the project yet until a week before my birthday. But this is the record. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Shopper, for telling my story and letting the world know how God saved me, how I escaped the unescapable. But this isn't just my story, this is our story. All the ones around the world that God saved too. This one's for you. Look, at the start I was so happy I met you. Now I wanna forget you. When I think about our relationship, it makes me regret you. I don't get you, you were so disrespectful. But you put on such an act in the beginning. I felt like we was winning. You took me up mentally, to the point I couldn't trust other women or see the good in him. And I'ma tell you why. Cause I was scared I was gonna do what you did. You never saw the vision, but I did. We even had a crib. Can't believe you killed my kid. I would've gave you everything, including my ribs. Including my ribs. I could've ended up in a mental home. You could've sent me there. Sent me there. Just imagine if I killed this girl and got 20 years. 20 years. I've been through hell cause of you. I could've messed up my world cause of you. I thank God he saved me from a crazy lady. He saved me from a crazy lady. I could've went jail cause of you. Everything that he put me through. Look, I thank God he saved me from a crazy lady. All of the problems that he would have gave me. If I had your baby, I probably wouldn't get to see my child. And that sort of stuff would have sent me mad. So the fact it never happened, man, I'm blind. You're the best problem that I never had. So I'm just leaving it to karma. And I hope karma comes and bites you back harder. Yeah, in the end it was a blessing. God saved me and he taught me a lesson. Ended up in a mental home. He could have sent me there. Sent me there.
You have to wait for the video, guys. You have to wait for the video. You have to wait for the video.
I'm intrigued already.
Can't lie, guys.
2nd of October 2020, the video for God Save Me will be out.
2nd of October.
2nd of October.
Yeah, and it's like hearing it now is like I've got, like, if you can't see it, I've got goose pimples every time I hear it, because every single word, every single phrase, it's like I'm not a rapper. I can't rap. I can't do the studio, the vibes, and all that stuff. I just play the music, and I was in the studio. I sat down with the artist Shocker. Make sure you follow him on Instagram as well. Shocker_artist certified. He was part of the Marvel Collective as well, with Double S and Vertex back in the day. Old grand veterans back in the day. So make sure you follow him as well. Yeah, it's a very powerful message. I can't wait for you lot to see the visuals, and yeah, it's just a great record. But the projects come in, the EPs come in. I've got a couple of more happy tracks as well. But after the back of this track, God Save Me, it's gonna be like kind of a follow-up to a big another single as well, coming very soon.
We love it. Look forward to it. So can you let everybody know your social media handles again, so we know where to find everything, and when the video does come out, we're all up to date?
Okay. Instagram, Original MEMZEE on Instagram, Twitter Original MEMZEE, and Facebook Original MEMZEE. All the social medias, all Original MEMZEE. EP is going to be dropping hopefully by the end of the year. The full package will be on all the Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music, and all that stuff. And so it's going to be everywhere. And I'm going to be doing a street campaign, so you might see this on like Billboard and stuff. Or something. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the budget takes it, because we're doing it all independent at the moment.
Yeah.
But guys, I just want to say thank you very much to everyone. Thank you for your time. And like I said, what we spoke about, if you want that to happen, you know where I am.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys.
Thank you so much, man.
Enjoy the rest evening. Take care.
Bye.
Remember, you can catch him on radio at 10 p.m. on Free
Night
FM.
Up Original MEMZEE.
104.
Hey,
hello, DJ
Hiya.
Cassidy in the building.
Ooh, whose horn's that? So is someone got a horn there now? Is someone okay?
We got a horn.
I like it. How are you, lady? You well?
We're fine, thank you. How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm good. Jumped in a bit earlier this week just to hear what's going on.
No, we love when we have Butch on early with us. For those of you who don't know, if you're the first time you're joining us, this is Butch Cassidy. He's our resident DJ, a phenomenal DJ, I might add. He's always got us bumping at 10 o'clock. But not even that he's just a DJ. He has so much knowledge on music, like on a whole, that it's just mind-blowing. I love hearing his stories and who he's rubbed shoulders with and what he's done in the music. So thank you, Butch Cassidy. So if you don't already follow him on Instagram, his name on Instagram is @Butch Cassidy. He is available for parties, bookings, Zoom parties. He does it all.
Party.
If you need a dope DJ, follow him @Butch Cassidy on Instagram, or you can find him here every single week at 10 p.m. on Total Exposure for the Culture.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So the
It's a,
topic
shame,
we were talking.
it's a shame I missed MEMZEE.
I just missed the MEMZEE bit because it would have been good to talk to him about the Def Jam bit because I know Turkish. I've worked with Turkish as well. He said he's his cousin, and I was part of the Def Jam street team for a little bit as well. So we might have crossed paths at different times, but we'll catch up next time.
More than likely.
I did think of that when he mentioned it because I know that you've spoken to us a little bit about you being on the street team and so forth. So when he did mention it, I thought, oh, it would have been good to have that DJ dialogue because we've never really had other DJs on apart from you, but definitely we'll make it happen another time.
Yeah, definitely.
Stage. Yeah. But
So
go on.
the topic of the show today is about what is for the culture. And I know that you and Cindy had some dialogue about for the culture the other day.
What I did is I actually looked up like the word just culture as finding what the meaning behind it is. So one of it says the arts or other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively, or which is probably relates to us a bit more, the ideas and customs and social behavior of a particular people or society.
Okay, so then let me go into my question. What is the difference between cultural appropriation and appreciation? Because there's a big uproar about like when Estelle had Bantu knots in her hair and she was wearing the Jamaican flag in honor of celebrating Carnival that we couldn't celebrate this year. And then there was an uproar about her
Adele.
Yeah.
You mean Adele?
Did I not say that?
You said Estelle.
No, you said Estelle.
Oh,
wrong with Estelle wearing Bantu knots in the
sorry, Adele.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I just think people were being picky. That was a bit too picky. It was carnival time. It was carnival weekend. Everyone dresses up. If you've ever gone carnival before, black, white, Asian, pink, orange, brown, yellow, everyone dresses up in whatever flag they want. And I think people took that too far. It was, you know what I mean? Okay, she wasn't at a carnival event. She just dressed up like it. But so what? Like that one there slides. But your question, appropriation and appreciation, there's brands and I don't know businesses that just tap into things because they're hot. So in other words, you know, if there's a style or, you know, before the public eye was, oh, grime is this, grime is that, grime is this, but that yet you've got Stormzy, Skepta, God knows whoever else, all working for Adidas, working for Nike, working for everything else. But, you know, the papers are still saying grime is this, grime is that. So then if they are, you know, I'm not saying those brands manage to see through that and see their popularity and work with them. But then, you know, it's where do you cross the line? Are you doing it because they're hot, or are you doing it because you truly believe that, you know, you're behind their culture with the word culture and behind what they believe, or you just jumping on it because they're hot and they're number one? And I think that's where it crosses over, because you've got that allowance now to say, no, we like you, we like what you're about, we like what everything is, but you weren't doing it 4 years ago when there were no one. You're only talking on them because they're hot now. So it's a very thin line, very thin line. But as I said, that's like one side of it. It's one side of it. People will see it, you know, different ways. Artists normally known for, let's say, R&B and hip hop, and then next minute, you know, Afro beats is out and they want to make an Afrobeat track, and they're not normally known for it. There's that angle as well, you know, just because it's hot and it's going up the chart and it's new and it's fresh, all of a sudden your R&B sounds Afrobeat-ish. Why? You weren't doing that 4 years ago. Pardon?
It's that, do they really appreciate it?
There we go. Or are you jumping on the bandwagon because it's a hot sound now, just so that your sound can get accepted? But music's hot, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. There's always a thin line. When everything changed from grime into that funky stage, a lot of the grime artists that didn't make it were automatically UK funky artists. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's So that real talk, and that's even the UK funky stroke house DJs noticed it and thought, well, where did you come from? Where were you how many years ago? So it's not a color thing. Sometimes it happens within a culture that a subculture jumps on another subculture's wave just because it's hotter than their wave.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think you can brush it with a broad, a big broad brush. I think it's definitely finite. Sorry, Jem.
Question.
Can I just
go through the evolution of an artist? Because if you're an R&B artist, you don't want to just be stuck in R&B all the time. Sometimes you want to branch out to other things. Does that go with like the evolution of an artist as well?
So that's what I was going to piggybacking off what Butch said, and it ties into your question that when Butch said it's a thin line, because as an artist you want to be as versatile as possible, and you want to be able to, obviously you can't be an artist. I was about to say you can't be, but there is some that have done it, be an R&B artist and then start doing rock. You might collab with maybe a rock artist, but you're not essentially gonna just jump like that unless you're a new artist, you've come out. Because I was just listening to Rihanna the other day, and when I listened to her early music, what she does now is nothing like her early music. But it could be that she was on a label where that weren't really her, and the music she does now, she has more control over it, so that is her. And that's where I was saying that I agree with Butch. There's a thin line in terms of, are people jumping on the bandwagon? Are they trying to be versatile? Were they doing the music that they like? Like, it's not very black. It's very a lot of great areas.
I think artists definitely get I'm old school, I say the word blind, but they get a chance, an allowance. That's the word I like to use now. I think artists get an allowance because you have to stay current. You have to stay current. You can't, you know what I mean? You can stay in your lane, but you've got to experiment. You've got to experiment. That's why, what's his name again? Mr. Guitar Ginger here. What's his name? Yeah, he ends up working with grime artists. You know what I mean? And it when you traditionally hear his sound, it's not really a grime sound. But then at the end of the day, he knows.
But he makes it work. Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to say. As an artist, he looks where he's from, where he's about, and say, you know what, that sound confused with my sound. And that's one thing about the UK, and I think we've got over the rest of the world, let alone America, is that we confuse sounds. We confuse sounds like that. You know what I mean? You will get the traditional guitar singer, but then, like you said, they might go rock on one track, then a bit more, salsa-y, Latin on another track, and then they might go, and then they've got a drum and bass remix, and then they've got, a UK funky little style. It's allowed. You know what I mean? This is the UK. We've got a melting pot. So this is where the appropriation association thing, as I said, it's got a thin line because, the UK is a big melting pot, which is not, properly pushed in my eyes, but it's another episode.
I agree with you. I do agree. I feel like you've made such a valid point right there that the UK artist, the UK scene can merge with almost anything and it will always sound good.
Even if you take London alone, you've got dancehall artists living in the same area as Afrobeat artists, living in the same area as UK funky artists, and they all went to the same school. What? They're not going to work together? What? They shouldn't work together? No, of course not. It's gonna work. It's gonna work, and they should work together. They should bring that, what I call UK fusion sound, where you get that little crossover and so forth. So, as I said, but I think it's literally, you weren't on that. Like, not being funny, I tell you an artist that threw me off when we were young. Can you remember Pink?
Yeah.
Her first album, pure R&B. R&B all the way through. Then all of a sudden, how many years later, rock. Nothing but rock and pop. And it blew my mind.
It was all marketed by her label.
It was, but I like the early
R&B, but she weren't on it.
This is it. And then that there could push towards that appropriation sound. Like, you came out with what was hot then, and then your true colors came out afterwards. Do you get what I'm saying? And that there, as I said, is the crossover, because I don't think she's touched R&B or soul or anything hip-hoppy since. So, you know what I mean? That's where you get painted with that brush. Unfortunately.
It's got just put something in there as well about who is a well-known black country singer. I don't know any because I don't really listen to country music.
I swear if we Googled something, we might find someone, but they're not on the tip of.
She said there's no white R&B singers that dominate our charts, which is quite true.
To a degree.
K Michelle's tried, but I'm not too sure she's been able to bridge the gap. No. And I know Candy wanted to try and get into it as well. She's written songs, but she hasn't actually sang the songs and been at the forefront.
Who?
Candy from Escape.
Oh yeah, but that's how she makes her dough. She writes songs for fun, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You can't writers get and again they get that allowance. You know what I mean. If that's what you do, you write hip hop, you write soul, you write country, you write whatever's gonna bring the bag. You know what I mean. You're gonna make that money. You got to do that thing. But I think there's. Go on.
I said that royalty check.
Well, yeah, that's it. But I think the I don't know. Are we gonna go back to for the culture as a subject? Because I don't know if appropriation association is really the thing. Because if we're talking about for the culture, I just think that the phrase.
Everyone.
How can I say? Yeah, it's a very powerful phrase. It's a very, very powerful phrase. But then it's not being funny. It's kind of like now moving into that BLM Black Lives Matter thing where people are like, whose life? What life? What life? Whose life? All lives. This life, that. Like it's now watered down. It ain't got that. Whereas some people came out and said, no, I'm doing this for my culture. I'm doing it for the culture. And it had that rawness, that truthness, that thing in it. And then now for me, 5 years, 6 years later, every other podcast is for the culture. Everything is for the culture. Anyone's culture is for the culture. You know.
I feel like you're right, Butch. I think me and Cindy, we had like a very brief conversation about it, and that's why I think for me it was important to put total exposure instead of it just being for the culture, but total exposure for the culture. And I think it's also defining what culture we're talking about. So are we talking about the UK British music culture? Are we talking about a color black culture? Are we talking about, it's defining what culture?
Yeah. And I think with, if you're talking about the brand for what we're, broadcasting under, I think that, like what you said, the UK music culture needs to be added. Because the array of poets, singers, producers, you know what I mean? You lot have brought on artists that I ain't even heard a Scooby of them, but you lot are like, yeah, I remember when you used to come down to our thing, and like you've got history with them, and I'm like, who is this person? Where have you been? Where's this voice? And that is culture. I'm learning about the UK independent music culture via this platform, and I think that. Yeah, be specific. What culture? I think you're right. You know what I mean, Jaisha? I think you're right. Be specific about what culture you represent. Then you can use the tagline.
Yeah.
But if you're just trying to do it for the culture,
yeah. It is, because it's like you just, as you said, you just want to be very definitive in what culture we're talking about. And those who have been with us and viewed our previous shows, that is really what we're about. Not just music, because we wanna broadcast talents across the board when it comes to the arts. So poets, as we've had spoken words, rappers, singers, producers, DJs,
writers.
Yeah, exactly. We want to broadcast anything that is, and it's sometimes hard to say anything that is UK, but sometimes I'm like, I can't talk about anything.
No, I think that's good. I think you should. I think this platform needs to push everything it can and use the UK banner more than the culture banner. You know what I mean? I think it's saying, hey, Birmingham, Wagwan, hey, Manchester, Wagwan, yo, Scotland, what's good? You know what I mean? It needs to be. It needs to be that. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have to work through your network, but other people that are watching now, if you know artists that need that little push, or just, hey, have you heard of this person? Get in touch, because this is definitely a platform that champions that UK sound, that UK fusion. You know what I mean? And I think that is a definite lane. But I can't knock people, especially if they're new to the game. This is the other side. If you're new to the game and you're trying to brand yourself and get yourself out there, and the word novice comes to mind, there's nothing wrong with for the culture in it. You're gonna try and start somewhere, but you don't but you ain't got that history. You know what I mean? You lot have done events. You all work in different fields. You know what I mean? Live act events, soca events, this events, that events. You've got a couple of years behind you, so then you're coming from a different place than someone that says, I'm going to start my thing because I've got loads of friends, and you know, they're coming from a total different place.
Yeah,
total different place.
Definitely.
So it's not knocking them.
Yeah. And whilst we say that we are about UK, because we know that we have viewers who are across the world, obviously it's bringing the exposure of what we have here in the UK, but also meshing it with other artists. So we have had an artist on here from the US as well, and we're all about making collaborations. We want to get UK artists or UK creatives out there and be able to collaborate with people all across the world. So it's not a case of we're just all about the UK. No, we have viewers that are all over the world. Hey, viewers all over the world. But we also want to bring exposure of our UK artists, but also collaborate with other artists that are across the world. Sorry, Butch.
And there's nothing. No, you don't have to apologize. There's nothing wrong with singing your own back garden first. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it, because if we all like switch through YouTube and we see other different things, you know, Atlanta's talking about the biggest thing in Atlanta. You know what I mean? New York's talking about the biggest one in New York. They sing about their stuff. So what we're gonna do? What, not do it? No, that don't make no sense to me. Yeah, UK come first, and whoever wants to come and holler, come in it. Come see what you got. Come. That when I started out in this thing, I had my little corner. I started my very, very, very first YouTube show was called Hey UK, and it was me. I managed to interview Asher D in his house, and had an interview with him, sitting down, just chatting with him from, you know, So Solid, going in and out of the thing, doing a little holiday, coming back out, getting, you know, the acting starting. And then he was like, what, you want some bars? And then we got the camera ready, and he spat a couple bars for us and everything. Banged it on YouTube, and it was the pilot. And this was way before SBTV, way before Link Up, way before all of them, way. And it was called Hey UK. And that was about, my attitude was that, because my inbox was full of UK music, just UK music. When I was on radio, drive time, doing my thing, it was, I had a full hour of just UK music, and I shouted it out, because at the time it was all influence from America or dancehall from you know, the Caribbean and soca and everything else. And I was like, no, wait a minute, I can play 60 minutes of UK bangers, because there's UK hip hop, there's UK R&B, there's UK funky, there's jungle, you know what I mean? There's so much, there's soul. Like, to me, UK soul in the last how many years just has rocketed in some different way. Other people might just call it other genres, but I just call it slow soul. But that's it. And I think that still needs championing. That still needs championing. I think it still needs is pushed. There's a good couple of DJs out there that you know, underneath the R&B banner, support soul music. But I think we've got some strong voices that still need chatting about. Sorry if I'm ranting. I just
no. This is what I'm saying. I love having Butch on, because we can have a proper like conversation. Like, we can just be here talking about music all night.
No, we can, and I hope those that are listening, throw up your comments, throw up your questions. If there's any artists there, tag them in now. Tag them in. Yeah, let's get them on. You know, you can see, if you've watched any of the shows, you know that, you know, the platform is open to independent, up and coming, established. Oh, I ain't heard of you from a couple of years. If you're sitting on a whole file of music and you ain't come come say hello, man. This is it. This is total exposure first. That's what it is. Chat, 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 chat.
Controversial question here. What are
Go
your
for it.
thoughts on the N-word? And do you get offended when you hear other racists singing along and saying it in the music?
I just don't
you
say
asked-
the word at all. I just
What do you say? Say it again.
I don't. For me, I don't say the N-word at all.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary.
I would say, from my perspective, I know Butch is thinking about his answer. And I don't say either. I don't know anyone who does say, but I think it might be a cultural thing. Because I don't hear many UK people use that word. Like, I live in England. So it could be just the people I'm around, but I've never really grown up and heard it like that. Not as much as I hear it when I listen to shows that obviously that are from America and so forth. But I don't know if it's a cultural thing.
The music, and you just sing along with it, and it's just rolling off someone's tongue. You shouldn't even be saying it. Like, do you get offended?
The fence is too thin for this to sit on. It's crazy. No, because all right, look, not being funny. I when I got into music, I obviously heard music from the radio, and the radio was edited to a certain degree. After a certain time, then you know and I'm going to come back to this, the watershed business. After that 9-10 o'clock thing, then radio used to, you know, let certain things slide, you know, MFs and Fs, and you know what I mean, you hear certain words and so forth. And once in a bluey, the N-bomb might drop in there, and radio play the rare, and I was young, I was like, raw, you know what I mean? How could they let that go through? And I was shocked. But then after them becoming the DJ after the listener and then buying the song, you're numb to it. Like, I'm playing this banger. I don't care what it says and what it's got in it. I'm playing this banger. I'm playing the tune. Everyone sings it, and it's nothing. But then, and this is the next phase, when I started working in the industry, traveling up and down the country and so forth, I had the opportunity to go to a club in Nottingham, and I forget the DJ's name, and the DJ only played radio edits. He would not let the N-word go in his club night. He would not do it. Even when we came down, he goes, gents, radio edits, man. We don't support the N-bomb thing. Like, it don't work. And we're like, huh? What are you talking about? Like, London, typical ignorant. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Nah, bruv, radio edits, man. I don't want to hear those people there calling me no N-bomb, like, because it's fun. No, I don't want to do it. And we had to abide by it and so forth. And that has always stuck with me, because then I work with Little John. And if you've ever heard a Little John song, every other word is that word. Do you get what I'm saying? So you know, well, you know what I mean? That it's what it is. It's part of that thing, but it's no excuse. It's got its negative connotations. It is what it is, but is it really needed now? And that's the thing I think is okay, we've done it, we've had it, we know what it is, but you know, what, just because it rhymes with trigger? What is that the only reason why you're like, no,
I really feel like it's needed every other sentence. Like, why does it even need to be in there, to be fair?
But then this is where within the black culture, you have that thing where you got the people who think that they're righteous and forward and woke, and they won't use the word, so they sing and rap and whatever, and then they make fun of those who use it, saying that you are just representing yourself by using it, and that's what they call people who use it. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm going deep in it now. So it started to divide, you know, the conscious woke rappers and singers and whatever and everything else. But then to some people, it's just like, you know, the flip side. Some people say, you know, you flip something round. It doesn't mean as much as it is. And, you know, the deep woke people, some of them even broke again and said, well, if you actually look at the word negus means king. And if you actually know like the actual word Nagas, Nagas, they were actually a tribe and they were called the kings. And that is where the word was supposed to originate from. But then some illiterate people, Nagas, 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 Nagas are your Nagas. And that's where, you know, supposed to have come from. So some use it as you're my king, you're my king, you're my king. But then it doesn't sync with other people when it's being used as a derogatory phrase to bring people down. It will always have that negative connotation first. But is that a rope-a-dope? You know what I mean? Is it a mind thing? I don't know. I don't want to get too deep, but yeah. Is it needed now? No, it's not needed.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not needed. I think it can be used sparingly, because I ain't gonna lie, there's some songs out there where it's dropped in and you're like, hey, it comes out your mouth same way. You know what I mean? You're on it. But is it needed, like Jem said, every third bar, every fourth bar, like just to finish off the word, or as I said, just because it rhymes with trigger and you can't think of anything else? You know, stop.
As Melanated Goddess says, the lack of creativity as they have in the past. The lack of creativity.
But then, as I said, I because the fence is that thing, it's also keeping it real.
Yeah,
that's true.
You've got to look at the keeping it real factor. If you're from that lifestyle, you're from that way of living, and your artistic expression and vocabulary, it's nothing. It's nothing.
I don't really listen to music with that word in it. Everyone already knows what I listen to.
Happy music.
And I've got my children as well, so I don't really want them listening to music like that.
I don't think you can hide kids from it. It's better they know and then not to do it than try and hide them from it. Not saying that you are. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I hear that. Again, it's like a thin line.
Well, my kids are little. I don't need their little ears being polluted at the moment. Like when they reach a certain age,
I have to broaden their vocabulary.
Oh well, yeah, that's another thing. You can't, you know what I mean? When I got into juniors, well, I'm old in it. When I say junior school, 7, 8, 9, 10, I heard like a whole heap of words that I've never knew existed in my life for different people of different races and different words. And you go home and go, Mum, what does that mean? Hey, did you hear that? He called him baby and he said it from baby. Yeah, that's not a good word. Oh, it's not a good word. Hey, I know this one now. And that's what you do. That's how you learn. So you can hide it away from them, but there's other teachers out there, and it's not necessarily, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily how you think they're going to walk into it. Whereas some parents explain it from the start. This is a bad word. 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 Don't let me hear it come out your mouth. Understand it. Outside this garden, outside these four walls, cool. But don't bring it in here, and don't let me hear you.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think it's time we have a performance.
Yeah.
Woo, 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 woo. Are we going to say hello to someone?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Right. So who I'd like to introduce goes by the name of SMR. SMR is an up-and-coming female rapper and R&B singer, songwriter from East London who independently releases and manages herself as an artist. And she literally started back in 2018 in November with her first single, Waiting on You. Inspired by artists such as Tiana Taylor, Wretch 32, and Sabrina Claudio, SMR is currently self-managing, writing, recording, releasing. She's just keeping busy and active. Without further ado, let's bring on SMR.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Pa, 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 pa. We there.
You there?
Hello.
Hello.
Where are you?
Maybe she's camera shy.
Maybe.
Oh, we might need to. might need to pay the engineer. I don't know what's happening.
Jaisha, what you sipping on, girl?
Yeah, share.
Prosecco. Grenade to Goddess, a little Prosecco. I thought I'd keep myself nice and light tonight. But yeah, whilst we are waiting for her to come on, I'm loving that we're having these female rappers come on and show the other side to UK rap music, and that it's not as male dominated as we might think, that there are some good female artists out there who are doing their thing. And exactly what Butch said earlier, this is what we like, that we bring on artists that you may not even have ever heard of before. But what we do know is when you leave the show, you know someone new, and that's new music. I love stuff like this because I love finding new music. New music is what does it for me. When I find a new artist and I find someone that I really like, I'm a person that will replay the song over and over and over and over again.
Can I ask though, but aren't some of the new female, well not new, but the recent female rappers chatting as much crud as the men?
Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
I agree.
These two girls, I can't remember what they're called, but they're on some next cruddy kind of music.
I've heard some recent bars and it's crud. It's absolute crud. What they're gonna do to men, how they take the pee out of men. Men ain't worth nothing. They're gonna do this, do that, and pay for me or else. And you know what I mean? And I get it because there's songs like that from men. I get it. But you know what I mean? As I said, this is where people need to stop being too literal. If it's just a song, allow it. Like, let it play. Let it be a concept in it. I don't think an artist should be drawn down just because they got a cruddy concept. I think it's a cruddy song.
Okay, so what do you feel about overly sexualized rappers? Because there's some rappers that weren't also sexual and now all of a sudden they're selling sex. Do you feel like it comes mainly from like a label standpoint, like you need to sell sex?
No. I definitely sit on that fence real tight, because not being funny in this day and age, if you're an artist and you've put your signature on a contract and then 4 months later they're saying, oh no, you can't wear jeans and stuff, you got to put on a leotard and 2 this, that, and you're gonna go, okay.
Yeah, I hear that. It's not that easy. It's like
exactly. So to me, the artist has got something to do with it as well. They know that maybe the first video they were dressed a certain way, didn't do the numbers. They're gonna fix up. They're gonna change in another way and whatever. But I'm not saying that's the only thing that sells. But if a woman that they're not in competition with comes out like that and is doing the numbers, you're gonna rub your chin and go, "Whoa, boy! I'm trying to keep it all righteous and you know what I mean, everything else, and it's not working." She's come out like that and it's bust. I don't wear the long ting with the ting and the ching ching, and that wasn't me before, but I might have to do that if that's what's selling. Yeah. So you can't, as I said, artists, there's an allowance you have to give certain artists. You have to give artists an allowance because it's I hate using the word, but it is a game. It's a game.
I know someone who fell out of the music industry after many years of trying to make it as an artist. She fell out of it because the label, she got signed in a girl group, but the label wanted her to dress skimpy, and that fell against her religious beliefs. She wanted to wear like trousers and tight skirts that fall just over the knee, and they didn't find it acceptable. Whereas all the other girls, they were like practically naked. She was like the only like fully clothed one.
But I don't know how that works in every instance. Maybe that label and that thing didn't know no better. But you know what I mean, when you go back to even the poppiest groups, the Spice Girls, everyone had their own flavor. Everyone had their own way of dressing, but it still worked. So to me, if you've got the sporty one and you've got the, you know what I mean, the fully dressed one, if she can sing and do her thing, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter. But if it's forced upon them, yeah, walk. That's too much.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I think they made a valid point in terms of saying that, you know, in terms of music, there's levels to how far you're willing to go, and what are you wanting to do music just as an authentic thing, or are you wanting to be big? Are you wanting to make it? Now, I guess you can make money. It just depends on how much money, but you can make money in more or less all levels of music if you put in the work and get the right luck. But if you're trying to make it big, you have to in yourself have to decide that there's some things that you're going to have to do maybe in order to sell, in order to hit the right target market, in order to whatever the case may be. Now, if you're just trying to do authentic music, then it might mean that you can't be as big.
But then, okay, I've had this discussion and there was one thing that was said. Are you dressed like that in the studio to make the music?
No.
Right then. So to me, at the end of the day, I'm a very simple person. I like to keep things very, very simple. Kiss, keep it so simple. Kiss, done. If you weren't dressed like that in the studio to make the music, you don't need to dress like that outside. That's it. That's as simple as I make it, like that. So to me, the rest of everything else outside of that is just a gimmick. And you've got to again work out, as you just said, how far are you willing to go? Because when I was standing in the studio in my hoodie, those bars came out naturally. So why can't you do the video in your hoodie? Why do you need to be dressed up and not look like yourself and feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As I said, I don't want to sound hypocritical, but I'm keeping it chill. Like it's not needed.
Yeah.
But if you are making a party, clubby, you know, that type of anthemic, you know, sing along thing, then yeah, you have to look the part. You're selling a package, and a lot of music does not sell without the visuals. So yeah, go through it and work out what your visual limitations are, and then stick a pin. Say stop. All right, my thing stops here, and my dress stops here, and I only wear this and I only wear that. Cool. Put your limitations on it, but you know, just have an allowance, as I keep saying. Have an allowance. You know what is extreme.
One of the questions that I had for the artist that is supposed to be coming on, like about marketing and branding. Like, where do you see yourself falling into what category, and how would you market yourself as an artist?
Who's that to?
The difficulty that you
coming on.
Oh, okay.
The difficulty is if I was to be an artist, why do I have to fit into, in terms of marketing myself, why do I have to fit into a category as such? Like,
well, yeah, you kind of, yeah. I think it depends. I think I'm not contradicting you. I just think, like, not being funny. All right, look at coffee.
Just like Lady Gaga, are you? Dressed in
look at coffee. Look what coffee did with Toast. Yeah, look at what coffee did with Toast. Just hearing the song, didn't know how she looked, didn't know how she was carrying on, don't know what she was about. Then I find out she's a young lady, you know what I mean, living with her mother, rare, but she's got a vibe, and she made an anthem and whatever, and she's God-fearing and everything else, but she's got, you know what I mean, that rhythm, that ting, that you know what I mean, that you just love her music, love her sound, and it's got that thing, because that's where she is. She knows her lane, and she knows that she has to go home to her mother's house, and she has to stay within the thing. And obviously artists and big men around her that she might be working with have to respect that as well. And I think that that's the thing. You have to know your limitation. I think you said it already, Jay. How far are you willing to go? What are your limitations? What are you allowed to do, especially if you're still living at home? And get that right. Get that right first. Don't just, oh, I've got a song. Yeah, you got to dress like that. Oh, I've got to dress like this, mum. Yeah, but it's only for the song. No, it's problems. Just problems. Like bring it down. Bring it down, plan it, understand what it is. If it's a concept tune, then cool. You might have to dress a certain way for a concept tune. On another tune, you know, you might have to dress a certain way for another concept tune. Cool. But it depends. And if you really want to just get known for your music, release the music.
Yeah.
Release the music.
The one
Release the
one
music.
person I've seen like in the UK just switch it from like sexy to tomboyish is that Darko girl. I know like she's like, I don't know whether she's lesbian or bisexual or straight. I don't know. But the first time I ever saw her was in that remix with Miss Banks and Brenya. I think it was Brenya. And she looked like a girl, but she sounded like a boy. And I was like, who's this? Who's this random girl? And then she came up with the next tune, but she was dressed like a boy in the first part, and then dressed like a girl in the next part. I was like, okay, I get it, kind of.
On a weekly basis. One day I'm in my suit.
But versatility shows as well. Because in this day and age, like you said, you mentioned orientation and stuff like that, that equals fans. If you can cross over into a different orientation and they've got their circuit and they say, hey, we like that song, we like the way you read, that's bookings, that's food. Like, I'll just like this to go out there and eat that food. Like, not a problem. You know what I mean? Well, so what? And then when you get home, take it all off and be yourself. Don't you think that artists know how to be the performer and then go home and be themselves?
Yes, you have to know how to do that.
Exactly. So if your performance is, you know, what other people will deem sexual or whatever, then that's their business. Like you know, it's your character for who you are. Go and hustle your character. That's it. But I think faking it and acting like all righteous and where, but then you're going out and doing it, it's a bit hypocritical.
Yeah.
Keep it real. Because the men get it. All them guys chatting all that gun thing and rare they ain't seen, smelt, or even licked a gun. They don't know what it's about. No, let's keep it real. They're talking about clap, rare whatever, and they wouldn't even know what inside of cell block whatever looks like. They don't know. They don't.
Yeah. Or the ones that are rapping talking about I give my girl diamonds and whatever, and they got £50 to their name. Like, brother.
Yeah.
And this is what it is. You will get caught out. But don't forget, an artist is allowed to be creative and have a concept tune. But then the reality kind of kicks in. What are you really talking about, innit?
Yeah.
What are you really talking about? But don't get it twisted. Those who haven't can sometimes put together, you know, the song that's not them, but they get it right. They got the right bars, the right instrumental, rare, but they're not living that life.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? What, you're not allowed to release a good song? Nah, that doesn't work like that.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. Creatively, they have to get it right. There's some people who have done it and never lived a life before, never come into contact, as you said, but creatively, it sounds good. They've told a story, even if it's not as they've made it sound so good and so convincing, you wouldn't even know. And then there's some people where it just sounds cheesy and you're just like, I know that you don't know nothing to do with what you just spoke about. And you haven't even put it in a way that's appealing either.
When I was younger and I found out, like, this might sound naive, but it is what it is. When I found out that videos had budgets and budgets bought the stuff in the video. Yeah. So in other words, I'm looking at you and half the chains you're wearing are rented for the video. The Maybach or whatever you're in is rented for the video. The house that you're sitting in is rented for the video. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's what the song's about. It's a concept. So you build up the song and whatever, and then you go back to your flat 9 floors up somewhere and go to that, innit? Like, you got to keep it real. It's not against anyone, but there's nothing wrong with being an artist and creating a visual and whatever, but don't try and fake it. Like.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. We did have a question from Melanated Goddess. How do you feel about artists changing their appearance, such as skin lightening, changing their teeth, plastic surgery, etc., to advance their career?
Wow.
I feel like some pressures from other people.
I don't agree with I don't agree with it.
Say that again, Cole.
I said I don't agree with bleaching or skin lightening, anything. I think you should just love you for what I mean. Love yourself in your own skin, because the minute you start changing, that's it. You're not gonna come back from that.
No. I'm on the fence with that, because I'm to the point where people will do what they want to do that makes them happy.
100%.
For me, that sticks out with what the question was, to advance their career. So if you're doing it because it's not for you, it's not something that you want to do, it's not something that's going to make you happy, but it's just to advance your career, then I'm against that. Because obviously when you get to 18, you no longer have this career. You still got to deal with that skin lightening and those teeth that you maybe didn't want that look really out of proportion, and that butt that's now sagging because you ate. Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
For the career, it's just not worth it. But if it was genuinely something you wanted to do for you, then when it does start sagging, or your teeth, your mouth can't close properly because they were too big, I mean, that's, you got to deal with that.
Yeah. No, you're right. I remember an interview this artist did. He did it with GRM Daily or whatever. And the first thing they asked him, he got his teeth done, and they asked him, so how much you spend on the teeth? He goes, 6 bags. Like, I had to go and spend that money and get my teeth done. And you know what I mean? It wasn't the fact, it was for him.
Yes.
He did it for him. Like, he spent years of being the cold spitter, and he wasn't happy with his teeth. So he made his money, grafted, bust up the tune with his teeth looking like that, got the money and fixed himself how he wanted to feel comfortable. I get it. I get it. But, when it goes to the other realms of skin, like you're changing your skin, believing that like you're dark, and then 4 videos later you're lighter than anything else, that don't make no sense. I think that goes into the realm of what's that, psychological something influence. I can't remember what it's called, and you might need someone to sit down with you. Like, it's that, and I'm not trying to be funny about it. I'm serious about it. Like that's a bit too much. But if there's little things that you want done personally and whatever, if you grafted for it, go do it. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely fine. But I just think faking it, fake breasts, fake bums, fake fit, that's a bit too much.
That whole what's it called? BBL? Something like that?
BBL, bum, whatever it is, lift and everything else. Yeah. I think that one is too much.
There's too many young people getting that done, and then they're not thinking ahead, like what happens to your body when you turn 30?
Social media influence, man.
You've had a baby. What happens to your body after that? Like, there's a lot of people now like coming out on social media saying that they got a botched job.
This is it. It's coming out with everything else. Everybody and their dog is a YouTuber. Everybody and their bedroom is a social media influencer. Everybody is a creative. Good. Okay, cool. But then all of a sudden you see one girl that and her numbers gone up and whatever, and she spent her money on herself, and you think, raw, I've got to spend money on myself like that to do. Then you lost it. You've lost 3-0. You just lost.
And everyone just looks the same now. Like, I feel sorry for men who are looking
Thank you. Because that's another show. That's a complete another show. That to me is another subject. Like, I feel sorry for this young men out there. They oh mate.
Cola shape. I'm sorry. I'm straight down. I've got an iron and board batty.
No, we're not saying that.
For the longest, and I'm like, are you all right? Like, chill.
No, I think Jaisha was saying that like there's no uniqueness anymore. It's, oh, you've got that length hair, I'm gonna get that length hair. Oh, you got your lipstick for that. Remember 2000? Remember between 2014 and maybe 2016 and 2018. Everybody had this Kardashian makeup thing, gold face business. Like, I'm sorry, I nearly vomited. I thought it was just clones walking around. And as again, it transcended races. So I'll be walking down the road looking at a white girl with the Kardashian face, a black girl with the same face, you know what I mean, an East African girl, West African girl, a European girl. Everybody had the same face, same thick eyebrows, same makeup, same tone, same everything. And I'm like, no, stop, just stop. Like I'm sure, like, you buy a color palette, use the rest of it. Like, find something else in the palette and go for it. Why are you buying the same thing? But then I realize influencer, you follow an influencer who's successful, and they say do it like this, and then you do it, and you don't know how to do it, and you want to be successful, you want to get fit in, you got to fit in. I get it. You can't knock people if they don't know and there's no advice on the way. You're gonna listen to what you see and follow it, innit?
Yeah.
On that note, Butch, do you want to give us a little?
Yeah.
Huh?
What?
Is it that time?
Past that time.
Past that time.
Oh, so what happened to the lady?
I don't know.
Our apologies.
Difficulties, unfortunately, guys. Apologies about that.
Have some technical difficulty or another.
I was playing.
Get our answers done.
Okay, right. So I'm just sitting here looking at things. What mood are you lot in?
Any
Ooh.
mood.
I was about to say surprise us.
Who?
Huh?
Surprise us.
Oh.
Oh.
Come on. Let go.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself. Hold on 1 second. Let me set myself up, and you lot talk. Just, you know what I mean, give out socials and everything else. Hold on.
I was going to say that, yeah. So, guys, those who are viewing, we thank you for joining us another week. If this is the first time you've ever come to our show, welcome to Total Exposure for the Culture. I am Jaisha. We've got beautiful gems above me and the beautiful Miss Chromes just up there in the corner. We are the Total Exposure team, and we are based in London. I am based in Birmingham, so we also have we've branched out into Birmingham as well. We traditionally do live shows, but as we are in a pandemic, we have moved to online, which has been very successful so far. We bring artists to you, creatives, spoken word poets, DJs, as we've got our DJ on today. And we also have our slot where we have our 10-minute vibe session where we catch a vibe. We had the original MEMZEE on today, who's a DJ and would you say a producer as well. So you can catch his social, which is original MEMZEE, on all social media platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the good stuff. And he has his video, which is coming out to the song that's already out, which is God Save Me, which is coming out on the 2nd of October. His birthday. Exactly. Don't forget to go watch the video and wish him happy birthday. You can catch us Total Exposure on Instagram, which is at Total Exposure UK. You can also catch us on Facebook, which is the same, Total Exposure UK. Get my teeth in. And if you want to send us an email, if you're creative, you know anyone who is a creative, get them to send us an email, which is info@totalexposureuk.com, where our resident DJ Butch Cassidy is setting up now so that he can let us out on a party vibe. And we will be ending the rest of the night on a high. I'm gonna continue drinking my prosecco. So if you got cheers to you all.
Cheers. Yeah.
Lemonade. Yeah.
Those of you who are in the comments, let us know some subjects that you want to hear about as well. If there's anything specific that you want us to talk about, that you want to engage in for us in terms of conversation. Maybe it might be there's a specific conversation you want to talk about and you want to come and join us on the panel as well. Let us know in the comments. Send us an email, because we would love to interact with those who come through on a weekly basis and show support and love. We want to hear your thoughts and ideas too.
You ready? How ready? You ready? You ready? You ready?
I need the audio from the other one. Can I have the other one put in, please? Mr. Engineer. We also want to hear from some. After all this talk, I want to hear from some new artists, man. I want to hear some new music coming in. So, holla, holla, holla.
Oh, that sounds so clear.
Is that nice and loud? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Good. Right. Let me just push that and go.
Right, feel like a brand new me in an entourage where the latest be, and the sun don't shine where the gangsters be, and we rushing roulette to a game of 3. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and the sun don't shine running yo no more, and the girl say yeah, ain't no more, and we richer than the rich, we ain't poor no more. I ain't been back in a minute, that's crazy. I ain't seen around, no car, don't page me. Pull up on your block and you never try to fade me. Calm down, all good, baby, it's gravy. I ain't been back in a minute, that's crazy. I ain't seen around, no car, don't page me. Pull up on your back, don't you ever try to fade me. Calm down, all good, baby, it's gravy. Oh, na, na, na. Oh, na, na, na. You don't really know, na, na, na. You can't catch me no more, it's a lie. No more, it's a lie.
Total exposure. Let's have some fun, all right?
I made that booty go down. Smoke so much, you done lost a pound. But I ain't even tripping. Ass still hitting. Body on go. IG go. Snatch their wig. Possess their soul. Man on road. Squad on go. Your neck on green. My neck on froze. I ain't been back in a minute. That's crazy. I ain't seen you around. No car. Don't pitch me. Pull up on your block. Did you ever try to fake me? Calm down. All good. Baby, it's gravy. I ain't been back in a minute. That's crazy. I ain't seen you around. No car. Don't pitch me. Pull up on your block. Did you ever try to fake me? Calm down. All good, baby, it's great. Oh, na, na, na. You gotta know. Na, na, na. If you don't really know. Na, na, na. You can't catch me no more.
Cause it's your birthday. My girl, why out cause it's your birthday. I wanna see you drink cause it's your birthday. My girl don't want no face cause it's your birthday. Move to the gallon. We are gonna move to the gallon. Move to the gallon. We are gonna move to the gallon. And move to the champagne. We are gonna move to the gallon. Move to the gallon. We are gonna move to the gallon. Walk in a venue, gal looking like hawks in a venue. Walk swift like Tenchu, spend money on a gal no can do. Left, right, marching, straight to the bar and I'm asking. Vodka, Red Bull, ginger beer, Central. The bassline's pumping, cause the DJ thumping something. On the next full text or Pioneer, I am here for one thing. Bumper 5 to Num Num. I am hunting high for Dum Dum. I wanna catch babe, Gash Man, the catchphrase. Move to the gallon, we are gonna move to the gallon. Move to the gallon, we are gonna move to the gallon. And move to the champagne, we are gonna move to the gallon. Move to the gallon, we are gonna move to the gallon. Buff girls into this thing. Wanna have a big fling into this thing. Gal wants our lip sync. Slow down off the string. Let's scrub down. At the end of the rave when the DJ buns down with the slow jam thing. But I'm not on the hold hand thing. And if you want romancing, then go and find a man hold hands with him. Strictly skanking. Drinking champs with the man there. Selector rinsing anthem. Females wanna have him. Females see females wanna grab him.
I'm hungry for flower.
Yes.
I'm hungry for flower. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for flower. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for flower. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for the power. I'm hungry for the power. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for the power. The game just goes on. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for the power. power. The thoughts in your head. I'm hungry for the power. I'm hungry. The thoughts in your head. I'm hungry for the power. Hungry. The game just goes on. I'm hungry for the power.
Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us. Black Eyes TV, Total Exposure, Butch Cassidy in the mix. Let's have some fun, all right?
I'm hungry for the power.
Hey.
Hungry. I'm hungry for the power. The thoughts in your head. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for the power.
We're keeping it nice and funky. We're keeping it nice and nice and. Let's have some fun.
I don't need no sun. I don't need no night. I don't need no sun. I don't need no light. Don't need no day. Don't need no night.
One of my favorite artists, I am DDB. I'll always throw her stuff in. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. The way I walk, look at me flex. I got it all, yeah. Look at the wave, yeah. Move it like I'm on the way, yeah. Don't try me to think, got a whole lot to say, yeah. Drip, 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 drip every day, yeah. My niggas built to drip. Simple all over your shit. Bitch, you let it catch the drip. Drip, drip. Got a whole lot of sauce. Give me a jar, nigga. Matter of fact, give me a meal times two and that little trip of drugs, nigga. Give me a thug, nigga. Fuck a nice guy, I'm rough, nigga. Fuck me around, tell me you love me, nigga. Give me some knowledge in the mic, I'm with ya. Flying through my veins, yeah. Sadness fade away, yeah. It's in my blood, it's in my blood. Driven away, fuck a fraud, driven sauce, do it all day, I ain't got no time to be rolling up round with a frown, 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 with a frown.
Back in full effect, baby.
Let's get into this one. M Honcho.
Hustling for too long. Yeah.
Love this one. Come on.
Yeah. I've been hustling for too long, hoping that it all pays off. Put my foot down on the pedal and trust me, it goes off. Order my wrist, order my shit, order some tea. If I said it wasn't me, would you believe me? Bought a new whip, so I cruise and watch the TV. Came a long way from the PC burning CDs. When I bust my nut, I go and take a peek. Do a check up on my name, go check my CV. These rappers really wanna be me, they can't be me. And I find it very creepy, ain't that creepy? I'm in this pussy and it's feeling very creepy. I have to leave her and this girl just don't wanna leave me. I face my challenges with faith, thinking when I catch a break. As a kid, I take a break to the base and now I'm safe. Gucci poncho like a cape, I'm a hero in this game. I ain't stopping for nobody, gotta catch another plane. Money really made a change, but money never changed me. No, money never changed me.
Come on.
Don't give in to any nonsense, it's a trap. Walking with a jiggy bump and a baseball cap. Got too high and now I'm stuck, I can't come back. Yeah, my feet was James, he didn't play for caps. Hit the trap, I do not leave, I just bag. Lately I've been very deep up in my bag. Put my jeans up to my waist, they used to sag. Big engine got me moving very west. I got them type of girl that loves to stay at home. You got them type of hoes that love to buy a friend. But it ain't money, just a snap. I ain't got time for that. Always trap, pretty girls I trap. I've been hustling for too long, hoping that it all pays off. Put my foot down on the pedal and trust me, it goes off. Order my wrist, order my shit, order some tea. If I said it wasn't me, would you believe me? Bought a new whip so I cruise and watch the TV.
Bugsy Malone. Cheese.
Rock and pump action.
Skip Marley.
Cause a commotion. Mr. Selector, put that rewind in motion. Shock and pump action. Let them know what's up. Mr. Selector, better wheel it up. Shock and pump action.
I'm in the backseat, I'm on the left flank. Range Rover looking like a big tank. SVR sounding like a Mustang. Even the exhaust pipe will get a man pranked. Ever seen 5 man hop out of the 4-door? Montclair smelling like a Tom Ford. Greeting him in French, I'm saying bonjour. She's wifey because she doesn't need contour. Hit 7 figures, took a breather. D-Cat tell them free reacher. I know they died me in school, but now I get paid way more than an ed teacher. Man, I'm no stranger to the roadside. Where we go, we take the good vibe. God, thank God, I live a good life. No more packs in the pussy, that's like.
And we cause a commotion. Mr. Selector, put that rewind in motion. Shock and pump action. Let them know what's up. Mr. Selector, better wheel it up.
We had a nice segment last week, full of ladies. I wish I found this one last week, but I found it this week. Lioness, Queenie, Stush, Shiesty, Lady Leisure, Little Sims.
Man, I rock what I want, don't business. Certain man wanna move district when I'm darker than me, let me sip. No, I'm not gonna stand for the disrespect when I should be getting raised up, but yet you wanna diss me, cause I know my skin set, man. Miss me with all your anti-dark detail. Let's be honest, your comments they can't mean well. Meanwhile, you can handle that, we go. Oh look, there's an angry black female. Let me keep calming them, but I'm warning them. Every time you bring us down, I'ma raise up all of them. Man, I rock what I want, don't business. Silly brothers giving their opinions, but I still beat my face and rock waist length braids and a waist trainer for the fitness, or waist trainer for the fitness, or waist trainer for the pictures. Cause whatever I do when a waist trainer, I bet a waist spread is still gonna get zipped up. So I rock what I want, crept up the shoes, skin tight jeans, might upset the youth. Hair just did a headscarf, I give you the heads up. Nobody got dressed up for you. Do you when you're leaving the house? Natural hair or weaving your scalp? Tell a man listen, freak your opinion. It's not put money in your account. I say something and you don't like the tone in it. I'm grown in it, I talk and I'm owning it. Love my skin silk at home in it. Love my hair afro comb in it. Now we start on my head with her. Step out with natural hair, we start learning.
Bars.
Black woman time to talk is on her. It's a whole other story. White girl and Jeff look like up on more. Keep our things that wrong, go make jewelry. Try fill us up with drugs that can't cure me. Equal rights and justice they call me. See you keep on talking. Black woman talk them always ignore it. Put in the guts but never get glory.
Wanna know why I'm angry? Back then to command them and hungry. Left black women abandoned with families. Now we wanna kiss on the block, still the athletes. Yeah, might get a little deeper. They little black skin with crack guns and dealers. Violence crimes while we buy the sneakers and stop and search and standard procedure. Mad, how we made the media deceive us? Not one of them could have let me bleach off my cocoa bar skins off the meter. The self-hating thing's not for me, dog. I'm ready to assassinate anyone that exacerbates these typecasts to wipe out accolade. Light skin, dark skin, you'll never see me battle shade. Pretty for a black girl, don't get cut today. I'm not in today. I'm not in today. I'm not in today. I'm not in today.
Girl, me get you this up. Anytime, anywhere, girl.
This slice of dancehall for the dancehall crew. Come on. Dane Ray, Phoebe, let's do this.
Bring the pussy, come nobody go sit down.
It's naughty.
See me them make your pussy run. They Ray don't play me, make the pussy down. All night, all day, booze up your pussy down. Me a go frog out your pussy like the short Titanic, cause that's my favorite habit. And if you want, you can yam it. You can have it, she gon' make me smell. Yam it. Okay, fuck the foreplay, no way. I go through the doorway. You don't see how the girl them love them, Ray. Real girl is not too fake, Ray. So shut your mouth and give me the boom flex. And if me come quick, don't back, cause the next round's next. Baby, me love you, relax. Me a start back front, tap.
Don't let me down, don't let me down. Don't let me.
Total exposure, let's go.
Don't let me down,
Gapix, don't let me down.
Don't let me down.
Slice of dancehall on a Thursday night, why not?
Down, yeah. Compliments, you know, me not give them too often. Out to all the girls, me know you in the top 10. And even though me never used to make you back then, turn around, you touch your toes and make your back bend. Body clean, you not go shop me like no Mac 10. Really happy, I'm glad me know, yeah. Love your pose, I'm like a domino, yeah. Just close your eyes and make your body move, yeah. Honestly, I see why every man would I want you to be them why. Give me whatever me like, don't let me down, yeah. Honestly, I see why every man mad when I'm looking at your eyes. So give me whatever me like, yeah, and don't let me down, yeah, yeah. Only me can please her appetite. Sometimes you have to make some sacrifice, and you know me keep you satisfied. Although sometimes you can't be satisfied. Dress her up in a Giuseppe, she do anything myself. A little argument, she petty, yeah, but that.
Can everybody hear me?
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we just lost Butch.
He's still playing away. Okay, on that note, I guess.
Butch, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. I can't hear you.
We love to see.
We cannot hear you.
This is what happens when it's live, guys. We have technical hitches, but it's okay. Yep. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We hope that you loved it.
War-footed, man.
Yeah.
No
and
practice.
We will see you right here next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Total exposure for the culture. What do we have? Oh, we can hear it. It's slightly there. I think it's
slightly there. I think it's Super Nitro.
Hey.
Oh, we can't hear you, Butch.
Oh, come on, Butch.
And he was playing getting into it.
Yeah.
Peace and love to you, Sunray. Thank you for joining us again all the way from Australia. Thank you to Frank Tang, who's in the comments. Thank you for James Saul, who's in the comments. Thank you for Melanated Goddess, who's in the comments. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. We can't see your comments on Facebook, but we know that you're there as well, Facebook family. So thank you again for joining us. If you want to be kept up to date with everything that's going on Black Eyes TV 7, please hit the notifications bell, subscribe to the channel, and every time there's a video available, you'll be the first to know. Butch Cassidy, we thank you so much for the jams. We did cut out. We'll find out the reason and make sure that it's all right and tight for next week. Ladies, have you got anything else to say before we close out?
If you have any artists, make sure you hit us up on social media or through our email again. And if you want to join in our discussion, let us know via our email address as well. Give us some topics, guys.
Big up everyone that locks in every week. Big up everyone that supports us genuinely. We love all of you guys. Make sure you lock in next week. We'll have artists, and hopefully SMR will be around.
Thank you. Don't forget to join us this week, Sunday, 3 p.m. If you know of the International Sister Circle, ISC, we are on every single Sunday, 3 p.m. right here on Black Eyes TV 7. I don't know if there's anything else actually that's happening on the channel, but as I said, if you subscribe to the Black Eyes TV 7, you'll be kept up to date with everything that's going on. Thank you, Daddy Mixdoor. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. We are out.
Yeah, we are
out, guys.
Black Eyes TV 7.
Big up Black Eyes TV 7.
Large up yourself.
Got your fantasy for your Total Exposure UK team. Hey.
Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, Butch.